Um,
Enthusiasts.
like daddy-os. Ugh, don't like that. But
Oh,
it's gonna catch on.
Our children.
our bug our bug people.
Our bug
kids,
children.
Bug progeny.
Our bug kids.
our bugs spawn.
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving. So I always look forward to stuffing for sure. That's a
Mm.
very unique Thanksgiving item.
Mm.
Definitely an excuse to eat a lot of bread.
Cooked in the bird or stovetop?
I mean, usually it is cooked separately. Lately, I haven't had it in the bird in a while. But
Yeah.
I do prefer like a nice sausage stuffing.
Mm.
Definitely from the
Okay.
turkey, absolutely. And then finished off in the oven so you get that nice crispy crust on top.
That sounds
Oh,
delicious.
I like it all like soggy and wet straight out of the bird. Like I just want.
I mean, that's delicious too. So that's the way I like to have it the second time around.
Mm.
Okay.
You know, when you make that like leftover
Like a
bowl, or
plate?
just have it, yeah, or
Sandwich.
nuke it in the microwave.
Mm.
Stuffing omelet is a big go-to next day for me.
So I do
Stuffing
like
omelet.
cold.
Yeah, so
I
just
feel
like
like a big reheater. It's
eggs
like cold
and
stuffing,
stuffing.
just like
Yeah,
clumps
yeah.
out the
Just
bag.
that sage and bread combo
Yeah.
with like turkey
Yeah.
stock or chicken stock.
Juice and salt and
Mhm.
sodium. Nom, nom, nom.
Yes.
Delicious. I'm a big mashed potato. Mashed potatoes got to be right.
Mhm.
Mashed potatoes have to be done right. They have to be whipped up.
Sour cream in the
Super
potatoes.
fluffer. I don't sour
Or
cream the
like-
potatoes. No, I don't do them the day before or anything like that. I do them
Uh-huh.
the day of.
I really
Just
like
water,
a lot
instant
of
pot.
cream in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Heavy cream, a little bit of milk, butter, and whipped it up. Salt, pepper. Good to go.
Nice.
Yeah, my kids are picky.
Uh-huh.
So I don't get to experiment like I would. I'd throw a bunch of cheese in there. I would throw like garlic for sure. Like the actual peels too.
You want to like mash it in there.
Yeah, you like whip it up, like immersion blender that in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
That sounds good. I'm not a big potato person overall. Like I appreciate them more when they're like used for texture. Like I'm not down to just like eat some mashed potatoes. Is probably like one of my least favorite potatoes, just because there's nothing to it. I feel like they're
Oh, it's for the gravy.
yeah, right. But I like that on the stuffing.
Yeah.
That's kind of I just sub that out. And I
I
don't know. I
like
just like
potatoes with
Thanksgiving.
veggies.
Thanksgiving for me is always it's like the mix, right? I mean, because it's all good
Mhm.
stuff, and stuffing really is the only thing that's like truly seasonal. I think that you get there, but you know, I like sundowner sandwiches for the same reason because it's just all the stuff just like smashed together, and like you get that bite of everything every time. So like Thanksgiving is always about like that plate where it's just like you got 7 different things and you just kind of eat them all together and it just tastes so amazing for some reason because it's just this weird mix of
Yeah.
food
Just
that just
works.
all works. So for Thanksgiving it's like it's not really about like a dish. It's just like I need everything on the menu on my plate at once and I want to mix it and match it while I'm eating. That's what I look forward to, the Thanksgiving food.
Cranberry sauce.
Oof, yeah.
This is a yes
Jelly,
from both of you?
jelly out the can only. I mean, I'll eat
Ooh,
stuff, but we always
Interesting.
get the jelly, slice it
So-
out the can.
I was at the store last night and they were just out of cranberry sauce
Yeah,
completely.
they usually are.
I don't buy it. Oh, okay. So that was
It
interesting.
happens
to me.
every year. Yeah,
Yeah, because like the reason I knew this, some guy at the checkout was like, "Hey, where's the cranberry sauce?" And the girl was like, "Well, we don't have any, but you can buy like frozen cranberries, make it." He was just devastated.
it's not the same, man.
not the
It's
And
not
it's
the
like,
same.
yeah,
it's
I've
'cause it's
never
so
been
fake,
into it. At
you
all.
know.
Yeah.
Like it's just like not even. It's just that same mentality of like white bread and American cheese grilled cheese sandwich. Like, is it good? Nah, hell no. But when
No,
you're
it's like
craving
the
grilled cheese
texture.
sandwich, is that what you want? Like, yeah, kind of. Like, I don't want some fancy ass grilled cheese. Like, I just want white bread and butter and American cheese. Like, so it's that same kind of mentality where, like, it's just sugar and fucking chemicals or whatever, but man, it's so good.
So good.
Right
Mix
on.
it with everything there on the plate. It's just like so. It just has that slow sweet tartness that adds like to the turkey. Like if the turkey's like, if you're like eating like the white meat, it helps like make the turkey not so dry. It's like
Mhm.
you
That's
gotta
true. I do like it in the sandwich.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
in there.
Yeah. I love the sundowner.
The dinner I got today, like I said, it was from the market. It's like a boutique market, and they gave me like some cranberry sauce in a mason jar. It looked like cranberry jam. I didn't even open it up, but I was like, "That'll be
Nice.
good tomorrow for the
Yeah.
leftovers."
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah, it's I got so many leftovers. I'm eating this for a week.
Oh yeah, best
My
part.
bird's still on the table. My bird's over there.
Oh yeah, I got
Should probably
3
put that away.
Tupperwares.
That's
Cool.
gonna go bad on the table.
All right. Well, happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy turkey.
Happy Turkey Day.
All right,
What
Neil,
happened this
what do you got
week?
on the docket?
What do I got on the docket? What do I have on the docket? But
Man, dead air. CBC, why don't you start?
Cool. So this past weekend, the last 3 episodes of Arcane came out, and Arcane is a Netflix produced animated series. It came out in 3 episode chunks over 3 weeks. It's a League of Legends series, so it's in the
okay.
League of Legends universe. You do not need to know anything about the game. I have never
Got
once
it.
played a game of League of Legends.
okay.
It is one of the best animated shows I have seen. Like it's like we're talking like a
All right. We're gonna take
Korra
hold on.
Korra level.
We're gonna pause it real quick.
Yeah.
I just need out of you real fast top 3 animated shows in your opinion, because I just want to know.
All right, let me get my list.
What is your scale and scope here of animated TV shows? So we're saying this is one of the best. I just want to know, in your opinion, what is that?
Yeah.
Where are we at? Where are we looking
Okay.
at?
He just keeps the lists on deck,
All the lists are ready to go.
written down. If anybody wanted to know my third favorite animated TV show, right there.
Okay, so on my like TV show list, I have 7 animated shows right now.
Okay.
And so you want like the top 3 out of that?
Let's rattle off just
Like
top
distill
3.
it. Okay. So Avatar would definitely be in there. I group Avatar and Korra together if I can take that as a package deal.
Sure, I'll buy that.
Okay. Pretty revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Avatar is nothing like that show.
A Western anime.
But yeah, that.
Then I got King of the Hill.
Okay.
Wow. Mike Judge. Okay. Wow.
And then I
It's a
got
great show.
Steins Gate.
Steins Gate. Okay.
Steins Gate.
Classic anime.
Okay. So as far as like storytelling for Arcane, I found it very similar in like theme and just in genre to Korra. Like that's what we're talking about. It was a little more adult theme. The relationships I thought were kind of similar as
Kind of
well.
like realistic drama and tension between people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's told in three episode arcs essentially. And they just do a really good job building the world. You're only on one of like the countries in League of Legends. I don't know if it's multiple
So
planet deal.
my idea of League of
Yeah.
Legends is it works something around the way that Magic the Gathering does, where they kind of their realm is called Runeterra,
Mhm.
and then in that is like I think they call them maybe nations or something like that.
Yeah, they were referring to them as
Different- It's different things, but they're like one is like steampunk and one is like gothic horror and
Mhm.
one is like Eastern anime
So
style.
we're on the steampunk one.
Okay, so
Cool.
that's
Yeah, so-
that's my idea of that.
So we're in the
that's
steampunk
kind of
one,
how they get
and
away with
we're
mapping.
kind of
Okay.
at the dawn of their next magic age, essentially.
Hmm.
So people
Oh,
are
very
just
cool.
kind of starting to it's like the idea of, you know, science that's far enough advanced is indistinguishable to magic to, you know, a
Right.
lower.
Yeah,
So they're kind of in that place where they are very technologically advanced, but there is this new technology coming in that, you know, looks
is the
very
magic.
Where's
Yeah.
magic?
That
And
does
so-
that already sounds a lot like Korra. I mean, just
super. Yeah, that's kind of where I was getting. It was that world was very similar. This kind of like the corporate world
yeah,
where
sure.
there is this outside element, mystical element involved as well, and
And almost to the point where some of the science is comparable and can stand up and make non-magical people like to hold their own with magical people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
that
nailed it.
sounds sick.
Really good.
Hell yeah.
Really good.
That sounds
Big
cool.
recommend. So each episode's 40 minutes. I knocked it out last weekend over Saturday and Sunday, you know, so it's just like
You
4
said
episodes
9
one day.
episodes?
Yeah, 9 episodes. So 6 hours runtime
Okay.
at 40
Are we
minutes to top.
are we setting up for or is
Oh,
this gonna be a thing?
season 2 got picked up immediately, like one day after release, which is one of the reasons why like
Yeah.
I decided to
Pick
delve
it
in.
up.
Anything Riot
There was
does.
a lot of critical acclaim as well. So it's just like, and it lived up to that. Absolutely.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
Well, I am going to transition right off of that because this is also within the League of Legends like universe.
Yeah.
But this week we got a
Huge
case.
teaser.
Yeah,
We
it's
got a
like 2 years
showcase.
out, right?
Yeah.
At least. Yeah, he said definitely not this year, next year. So we're
Yeah.
shooting for 2023. But we finally got to see the League of Legends fighting game.
Whew.
We already saw it, but they actually figured out
Where they wanted to go with
what
it.
they wanted and what type of game it was. And it is looking like it is going to be a very Marvel versus Capcom style fighter with Guilty Gear style animations and character models and stuff. That's kind of what I got from it. Clearly, it's Riot style, but just the level of detail and color and the way that everything was animated really reminded me of Guilty Gear Strive. But the things that they were doing and the way that they were moving on screen reminded me of Marvel vs. Capcom, which
Oh, definitely.
2 different things I really, really love. If you want to smash those together, I'm fine with that. But I'll just say I was completely taken aback. I don't know anything about League of Legends. I don't care to know anything about League of Legends till now. And
Yeah.
that little bit of gameplay that they showed with those characters, and I'm all in. I want to know everything. I want to know all the characters. I want to get excited about roster stuff as they start coming. I want to start knowing who these people are. So when they start announcing like this, you know, this character is going to be in, this character is going to be in.
So
I
they
want in on
use the same characters from the show. Many of the same characters from the show.
I figured that was something I was going to ask. I
Yeah.
figured it was probably tied in that way. If that show is going to be kind of the future of their public marketing, I feel like, yeah, that would be the way
Like
for them
if
to go.
Magic is able to pull off a show like that, like Hasbro is going to just skyrocket Man,
So that's coming next year, right? I mean, is that tentative? Yeah, I've heard they keep getting it pushed back. I think they're struggling over there. I
Yeah.
don't think. But Riot does know what they're doing,
yes.
and
Always.
they take no L's whatsoever. So I trust them, and damn, that Project L looks
Mhm.
so sick. I'll probably start playing Runeterra, which I know is their
Yeah,
trading
I
card
played that.
game.
I played that game a little bit.
Probably gonna learn the world and the characters through that way. Because I'm sure just through exposition and stuff, you'll kind of get the gist and the point of it through all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
one
interested.
you choose like a champion, and yeah, that game is interesting.
Yeah, so I'll definitely check that out and report on that in the future. But just for future episodes of Baghdad, this is going to be added to the roster of things that every time they announce anything,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
at least what 4
anytime.
times next year? I think
Yeah,
they
yeah,
said they were gonna update
right.
each quarter.
And the guys that are making it are fighting game legends. They literally created
GGPO.
modern rollback. Yeah, they created modern rollback netcode. They are some of the most respected and trusted people in fighting games, and the fact that that's what they showed us, and that they were like 2 years out, but like this is it. I'm all in. I don't need to hear or see anything else. Like, bro, just tell me when. Like, I'll give you my money. Like, you got it.
Gigantic, massive, big Riot servers.
Yeah,
on
right.
big League
No,
of Legends
exactly.
servers, and like
Yeah,
they
tried and
have a lot more.
proven netcode with the infrastructure. I mean,
Yeah.
and which is something that a lot of fighting games don't have access to, obviously.
Right.
So that is a huge, huge thing for them. And the game just looks fun.
Oh man.
I mean, the things that those characters are doing, especially that
the one moving
time
around.
traveler.
Yeah.
Yeah, the timeline.
It was
Echo.
Tracer, but it was Echo. It was Tracer. He literally could just like save a segment and do other things, and then Tracer back and continue
doing things.
Doing stuff. Like what? That kind of stuff is what fighting games need. You need so much of the issue with modern fighting games, Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat 11. Well, you look at them and it's like, oh, that looks really good. Those graphics are really good. When you watch the game, it's not exciting. You're not really inspired or anything really, because there's not a lot of those times where you're going, that looks really cool. Whoa. Oh, wow. Whoa. None of that. It's so subdued. Everything does minor damage. Everything is very like blocky and rigid and slow.
Yeah.
And
it's not fun.
Like the opposite of that. It literally, they were showing just, this is just we're just making random stuff. We're still 2 years away. Those combos and stuff that they were pulling off, I was just like, oh, whoa, like dang. You know, just those mechanics of just thinking like, well, let's make something where they can just kind of like warp back to where they were and continue combos, and then you add in assists on top of that. So you're comboing and you assist to pick up the combo, and then they're adding true tags on top of that. So you're comboing and then you tag and you keep comboing with the other character. Wow. Just wow. This is very exciting. Again, if it was being made by anybody else, but the fact that it's Riot Games and these two guys that again created GGPO netcode, I couldn't be more hyped. Like I just literally so big note for me this week. And just the antithesis to that, because I know we were talking about this last week, but we played the King of Fighters beta.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. What a disappointment that was.
It didn't work out.
No, it didn't work out. The netcode was one-sided.
One-sided rollback.
one-sided rollback. So, one person, if there's issues with the connection, is going to suffer a lot of visual teleportation and lagging and frame cutting. But mostly the game was ugly as hell. I mean, that game did not look good at all. The animations, the character models, and then it just, I don't know. And I mean, granted, we're not big SNK people. Like, we don't really know a ton about KOF or like how to play it and stuff. But
No.
that game wasn't really fun. And again, everything just looks so ugly. Like, it looks so. Even when we were
2014.
like combos, 2014. Yeah, if that game came out like 5 or 6 years ago, it'd probably be acceptable. But I literally I played a couple matches and was done. I was like, good. We had 4 days with it, and I didn't even want to play it past a couple matches. We literally switched immediately to Guilty Gear Strive. We were like, no, this sucks. Like, let's just go play a good game. So granted, it's a beta, right?
It's a beta.
They have until the end of
They
February.
have time to improve. They have time to change things up. They have time to polish.
I'm not going to make any judgments yet, but I will say that beta was trash, and they need to clean a lot of stuff up, or they're not going to do well when that game comes out.
Not at all.
The fighting game community pretty done now. I mean, people are super done with that netcode stuff. I think Melty Blood is the most recent example where it's just like everybody wanted to like that game. Everyone was excited for that. Everybody wanted to play Melty Blood. It looked really cool.
Now nobody plays Melty Blood.
Nobody. It came out, literally everybody tried it, was like, this game's netcode sucks, and everybody played Strive again. Immediately, everyone went right back to Guilty Gear.
Still playing, still making Strive videos.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? I mean, and that's kind of where we're at now. Is it's like, you have Strive. I mean, if KOF fails, don't worry, there's going to be a new Strive character probably that same month.
We get
one in a week.
5 days.
Yeah, so
by next Bug Dad, we will have a report.
Happy Chaos. Love.
Happy Chaos.
And everybody loves Guilty Gear. That's the great thing about Strive, is that the whole fighting game community is like, this game's amazing. We all love this game. It's great. Let's all play this game. Like, yeah. So if KOF sucks, whatever. I own Strive.
Guilty Gear Strive made me want to pick this up and play with this, like, way more.
What are you holding for our listener audio?
Oh yeah, for a listener podcast, I'm holding a Razer Panthera.
It is a Evo
Panthera.
They don't even make those anymore. It's one of the best sticks around.
That's a slick looking arcade stick, man.
That is a slick looking arcade stick, and the buttons are
I want to.
nice.
I have better control over my directions, so I'm not making that mistake of like when Saul. I used to do the command grab after a certain combo when I wasn't trying to do a command grab. I was trying to do something else.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna say, since we're on it, I'm so glad that we're playing that game still. I like that everybody kind of switched a character. I know CBC's still playing Ram, but what the hell? She's so different. It's basically like a different character anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that we took a little bit of break. We're playing Diablo and Back for Blood, and we did some other stuff, just kind of like palette cleanse, because we went hard on gear for a couple months there. But since that huge patch, and they added Jacko, and they're about to add Happy Chaos, and all of us picking up new characters and playing sets and stuff again.
Trying new stuff, and
I love that game, man. I've been having so much fun. I'm honestly probably gonna play a little bit when we get off, just mess around, because it's so gorgeous. It's so fun. It's accessible, but also, I mean, you can never get too good at it. I mean, there's always more to like learn and adapt and add on.
There's so many variables. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just like, every character, I feel like you can really. Is there like infinite ways to play every character? No, that's not what I mean. But you can definitely pick apart your
There's
own play.
more to it than we can handle. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like with the
No,
time that we
absolutely.
have. So
hmm No, there's a lot of stuff with like block string setups and purple RC combos, and there's a lot of defensive stuff that we don't do. I try an instant block and faultless defense sometimes, but sometimes I just don't think about it. I mean, I don't play the game more than two to 4 hours a week,
Yeah.
So it's like you can't get good at something doing it like that, but it's still fun. That's all I really care about.
Yep.
I mean,
Right.
that's the thing. Like you don't need to play that much, and you can still do cool shit. Like
yeah,
still
no,
pull stuff
absolutely.
off, and like it's so accessible.
Yeah, they definitely really. I think they nailed that for the accessibility side of it. I love that everything does a bunch of damage, and yeah, even if you just have like a moderate level of knowledge of the game, like you can make people explode, and it's really fun.
Hey,
Yeah.
you do like a 3-hit combo and like
Yeah, and that's
30%.
and you have to know how to do that 3-hit combo, right? Like it's not like it just is free, but
Right.
yeah, that's I don't know. Love the game. Just wanted to give it its credit again since we are playing.
Yeah.
I love that it's all remixed and we don't have to deal with that old May nonsense patched out now that we can FD her dolphins and stuff and just get free
Yeah.
counter hits and stuff and not have to deal with that crap.
Saul isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I never had a huge problem with Saul. I mean, he was very strong and still is. I think people just need something to hate. I've always felt like Nago is the strongest character. I always felt like Leo is also equally as annoying as Saul, along with May. I mean, May's still freaking a powerhouse. She just doesn't have a bunch of. That's not true. I was gonna say she doesn't have a bunch of free stuff that she can just slam in your face on block and just get away with for nothing. But she definitely does still have that. It's just limited. She just has to do it different, and it's just better to play, more fun to play against, probably less fun to play as, but they'll figure it out. I'm not worried about May players.
Yeah. No. Not at all. Not with my fast ass chip, then I could just interrupt you with the fucking 2-frame.
Yeah, right. No, 3. Yeah, his 3-frame jab for sure. Yeah, she can't. No, she can't deal with that. She can't deal with a lot of stuff now. It's different. I don't know. I'm loving the game. I've picked up so many characters. Obviously, I'm playing Jacko right now, but I mean, I've been learning May and Ram, and I was messing with Gold Lewis just because just so satisfying again to hit somebody 3 times. You just and they just explode. It's pretty cool, but his stuff's too hard. I can't do those like half circles on command. I'm like a controller player, so that would take a lot of time. And again, I don't have that time. I'm sure I could spend a bunch of time getting really good at inputs and stuff, but
yeah, D-pad. Because you're a D-pad player, right? You're a D-pad player? No, you're a stick player.
For Tekken 7, well, I guess for any Tekken, I'll play D-pad because I think the inputs are easier. But for any other game, I've always played analog stick.
Oh, okay.
Street Fighter, Persona, BlazBlue, Gear, Marvel,
Smash.
Yeah, I guess. A lot of fighting games.
No tap.
No tap. No, always press the button and jump. Get rid of the tap jump.
Definitely, for sure.
Did we talk about the WB thing? We did, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked about that last
the
week.
fighter,
free-to-play.
yeah.
So stupid.
Batman versus Arya Stark
Batman versus Arya Stark and
or Steven Universe.
That's crazy. That's a mashup. It's a wild mashup.
Bugs Bunny. There's a lot going on. The game has a lot going on. I think it's going to be
If you could play as Michigan J Frog, I'm in.
Oh. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby.
That's his whole moveset. He just
Yeah.
across the stage.
Boom. Pop, pop, pop,
Dances
pop.
with the
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. That'd be great. There was two big like video game flops this week, I suppose. Neo World Ends With You was the sequel to
The world ends with you.
The World Ends With You.
That came out this week. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. That's the big hiccup is that Square Enix didn't do any marketing in the Western. If that's their whole demographic for that game.
Yeah, because like I mean, obviously, like I'm sub to people and like sub to a bunch of people that play those types of games, and like nobody's been talking about it. Everybody's still talking about Shin Megami, which like that would be the same crowd, like that's the same fan base right there. Yeah, wow, I literally had no idea that came out.
Yeah, it came out. Apparently the game's good, but it's just underperforming because
they
just didn't do enough marketing in the West because they didn't do any marketing in the West, and the only marketing that they did in Japan was some campaign that was taken down for some reason, some like edit reason or something, and then just never heard from it again. And it's released, it's out, it's playable, everybody can play it. The other big flop was the Grand Theft Auto remasters.
Yeah, that was a joke. We were just
had to all get pulled immediately.
Riot. Yeah, but
that was Rockstar. That's a different.
Oh no, yeah, I was just saying now Rockstar just shit in the bed.
Yeah,
using Grand Theft Auto again.
The old ones, just the mobile ports of the games.
Yeah,
literally. The game that you played on your phone, if you downloaded it for your phone, it was the same exact game on there, and you couldn't play it.
You got 3 of them though.
Mm-hmm.
So they immediately pulled them. They immediately pulled them all off the shelves. They're gonna go back. No, they didn't pull them from the shelves.
No, bro, they pulled the original versions off of the PlayStation stores. You cannot access the original PS2 versions of those games anymore. That's what they pulled. That's why people are so pissed, because they went and they pulled all the original versions off of everything. You cannot get it on Steam. You cannot get it on the PlayStation or Xbox, nothing. The only versions of those 3 games that you can buy now is that collection. And it's horrible. And
it's terrible.
Are pissed.
It's really bad. They're in hot water.
But they're also buying Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas again. So like, who is doing this anyway?
It's like triple dipping on this game.
Just my kids didn't play this yet. Now they're 14 when I played this game.
I don't have this on my console yet, so I need this game again.
Yeah, so interesting. But yeah, the No World Ends, Neo, No World Ends for the end. World Ends for You. That one.
World Ends With You.
World Ends With You. Sorry. That's the one that I was most surprised about because you're a big Square Enix guy and I didn't hear. And you have that game. I thought
like I have the original over on the shelf there.
Yeah. Come to find out when I was browsing through news articles that they just didn't market out here. They just put no money in the marketing.
They clearly gave out no review copies because no one's reviewing the game. I mean, those embargoes had to have been lifted a while ago. That's insane. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would. I probably would have bought that game.
Yeah,
you still can.
You still get. I mean, you can.
Right, of course I can. I just like.
You would have bought it day one. That would have been a game that you would have bought day one. We talked about it when the trailer dropped in the Nintendo Direct.
I like the first one a lot. I mean, granted, it's been a long time, but that was a cool DS game, and it's Tetsuya Nomura, and I
Yep.
love that guy. I mean, he makes a bunch of stuff I like. So, yeah, I don't know.
That
That's
guy
really
has a picture of your tattoo, Deegan.
woo. That's what he said on his wall in his office. I'm sure he does. He's a cool guy.
He's a very cool guy.
Cool guy. Cool guy. Hell yeah. Well, those are some flops. KOF flopped. It
KOF
sucks,
flop.
man. It was like we had like a really solid week the week beforehand with Shin Megami and Halo kind of being a surprise, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool,
Can't
cool,
all be
cool.
winners.
no, can't all be winners. Gotta have losers.
Yeah. Playing DS2 still this week. Just kind of trudging through that.
Dark Souls 2. Yeah,
Dark
you said
Souls
last.
2.
So you said
Yeah.
Lost Bastille. Is that the one where you take an elevator for like 50 miles underground, then you come out and you're on top of a mountain like a volcano? Is that what you're talking about? The one that makes
Nah.
absolutely no sense because you like, or maybe it's you go up and then you're underground or something like that. It's like
Oh
real
my God.
stupid and
I
broken.
didn't
like,
notice
makes
there, but
no
there is
sense.
a weird elevator transition.
Yeah, you
But
go
I
to
didn't
like
notice what it.
you like go you take this elevator
So,
and then all of a sudden you're
My
like, whoa.
favorite weird thing was the sex change coffin.
Oh yeah, the boat thing, right? Or no,
It's a
the
coffin. It's just a coffin on
coffin.
a shore, like on a bank.
Yeah,
And you
okay.
get in there, and when you come out, your character has changed sexes, and your attributes are scrambled.
Oh,
Like not your skills or anything, just,
Right,
just
just
your
your
appearance attributes.
features,
That's
yeah.
and it just says, because since I'm playing like the updated version, the Scholar of the
Uh-huh.
First Sin version, it says like um, something about your nature has changed.
So isn't that in the first game as well? Like in the Ashen Lake, can't you like do something like that as well?
I don't recall that.
I feel like you can.
Hmm.
Like when you're in Blight Town and there's that tree that like you
Mhm.
go in the trunk and like
Yeah.
you go down
Fight
and
the
it takes you-
Hydra.
Fact check. Fact check break.
Well, CBC and I also played different versions of the game. I've never
Mhm.
played the definitive, and I know that that's like different because they infused the Artorias DLC with it better. So originally the Hydra was outside of where
There's
Hovel
two
is.
Hydras.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's not where you get into Ulasio, right? You don't use that back way through the Hydra, that first Hydra. there's a
The
portal in
one,
the lake.
the Hovel Hydra is where you get into Ulisio.
Oh, it is.
Mhm.
Oh, well, nothing's changed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I thought I might be confusing the two games as well. I might
It
be
does
confusing one and
the
two.
setting where the sex change coffin DS2 is does look very similar to the Ashen Lake because it is a dusk lake setting. It's that like a world in between that
Mhm.
first area.
Right.
Because
Okay.
it's gated behind like you need a resource later in the game to get behind that, like the door,
Yes. Right.
but it's in the
Yeah.
initial area.
I.
So that was weird.
It's pretty weird.
And they just kind of give you a Titan Knight slab like in the first hour of the game,
Yeah, you.
which
it's
is
like a.
just wild. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like
holding on to
a
the slab
work
for
up to it. Yeah.
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 It's
That
just a
game.
weird Dark Souls game.
So have you got to the castle yet? Like the main castle with the
No, I haven't got to
queen
Dragon
side?
yet. I
Okay.
just got the first primal bonfire, and then here we are. So I just beat all of Lost Bastille, like the sinners outpost there.
Right. Okay.
And then got that, and then here we are.
Oh yeah,
So
There's parts of that game
that were really thought out and good.
that are good. There are parts of that game that are good. There's a lot of that game
it's
that is not good.
there's like 3 areas where it's like they're trying to rip off Blight Town. There's like
Yeah.
the gutter, No Man's Wharf, and then the
Yeah, the Man's
graveyard.
Wharf doesn't really have like the poison, but it was like in the sewer, right? You're still like,
Yeah, where you just like have to And it's like staggered, and you have to ladder system, and you got people
Yeah, that's
chasing
true.
you, and got the bugs.
All the way down to the ship. Yeah. And then that weird boss on the ship, right? Isn't that what's down there?
There's a it was like a knight guy. I forget. They're all
Yeah.
knight men. It's Dark Souls.
I was so the beginning really tricks you because that first area, it's like, oh, you can go this way, or you can go this way, or you can go down the well, or you can go
Mhm.
back this other way, or you can loop around this way down this cliff. And you can, but those are all just linear paths that only go one way and they never connect and they
Because
never lead back.
there's a end bonfire that just doesn't go anywhere, just to return you back. What?
All of them. All of the
Like,
primal
Yeah.
just,
these
oh, no,
should
you
all
got it.
connect to
Go
each
back to the
other. Like, you
start.
should, like, that when you end the sinners, you should come up to the forest. Like,
It took
fuck,
me-
what the fuck am I playing? I feel like I'm playing like a bad Zelda
Hallways in the
game
game.
sometimes, like when I have to hold the torch to like light shit, but I don't even get anything other than just the light.
they took the best thing that Dark Souls had, which was its level design, and they threw it down the drain.
Yeah.
That was, and granted, it was not made by Miyazaki.
Hmm.
He was working on Bloodborne. He had other things to do.
Talked about this
But-
last time.
Right. But
Yeah, we're gonna talk
That's-
about it a few more times.
it's
Oh, yeah.
bad because the
This is-
rest of the game is fine. The mechanics are fine. The combat
Yeah,
is
combat's
fine.
great.
The-
Combat's
the-
great.
The way that the looks is fine. Like the power stand
Still
system
looks
that's
really
cool.
good.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of cool, awesome, neat things that they put in there, but the levels suck.
Yeah. It plays better than Dark Souls 1, but it
About the
has
same to me.
Yeah, they're close. They're very close. It's not much different.
it's not much different.
It's
But
that
I feel like
clunky-
if they did that, I mean, I feel like that's what the definitive edition of Dark Souls is now. But
Well, no, CBC says that one's clunky too. I don't think they ever cleaned up like the actual in-game mechanics. It's just how
No.
it looks.
Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne all feel trash.
Because they run on they run on that next gen hardware. I mean, you gotta remember
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2 was still made for PS3 originally. It was not a PS4 game. So I mean, I remember downloading that on my PS3 at midnight when it came out. So I was so
Yep.
excited. 'Cause I
we
played
played it,
the shit out of one. Yeah.
played it together.
So it just they definitely, yeah, they didn't really clean up the movement and the pacing and stuff until Bloodborne because they couldn't. I don't think it would run that way on those old systems. So yeah, now they got it. I don't want to talk about the next step there. So what else we got? I can't go into another Elden Ring diatribe. It's too-
I the only things that I really have left are just rumors, TV rumor and a game rumor. Apparently Mass
Ooh, some
Effect.
Sizzle?
Apparently Mass Effect is in the last stages of negotiating a deal with Netflix to have a TV series. That's related to video games. Mass Effect's a great series. Mass Effect's awesome. I like 2 the best. 3 was a good game all the way until the end. It wasn't as on par. It wasn't as good as 2 was
Not even close.
in the game.
Okay,
But
it's like going from a 10 out of 10 to like a
6.
6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not.
still enjoyable to play, but it was like, whoa.
No, it wasn't. I want hallways the game. You literally take an open, expansive role playing game and then you make it hallways.
Yeah. And then the video game rumor is
What could it be?
Chrono Cross is possibly gonna have a remake.
I heard that. We've heard about that for a couple months. Whenever that Nvidia leak was, that was the initial initial
Yeah.
rumors of it.
And apparently after that, there has been somebody tweeting about there's something big coming towards toward a new old franchise that they want to reinvent and make it beautiful and pretty. And I mean, I'm excited. I like Chrono Cross from what I played of Chrono Cross. I still haven't played Chrono Trigger.
I haven't played Chrono Trigger either. That's been on my list.
We
for
should
a
do that.
long
We
time.
should do that together. We should play Chrono Trigger. But anyways, so I mean that's exciting. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with it. I mean, Square Enix has been hitting it out of the park with the remakes, the remasters, and the redones. I don't think there's been a bad remaster. Even the Final Fantasy VIII remaster was fantastic, revamped, felt like a PlayStation 3 game.
Yeah, they did amazing things with that game. I am a Chrono Series mega fan. Played both of those games like probably more times than I should even admit. Chrono Cross is probably on my top 5 role-playing games of all time. Trigger is a perfect 10 out of 10 Super Nintendo role-playing game. I don't like it as much as Cross, but it's objectively better, you know, story-wise and stuff. To me, this is just semi-exciting. I feel like it's going to be a Final Fantasy VIII style remaster. They're going to probably redo the graphics like that, make it look really, really good. The only issue I kind of think about it now is if they're doing it to bring back the series, I don't want that. I want them to just leave it alone. Like, it's been too long. We don't need a third sequel. We don't need anything. If they're doing it just to do it, then that's great and it's fan service and whatever. Because, like, other than that, that series, as weird as it is, like, yeah, it's loved by people that will love it, but it's not accessible. It's super complicated as far as like story wise, and I think it turns a lot of people off with the fan base and how complicated it is. And especially like back when it came out, it was like very unapologetically Japanese.
Yeah.
And so that also stifled it back in the day.
Akira Toriyama.
Well, yeah, obviously the first one for sure. The second one, no, but I don't know. It definitely it's mixed feelings. Like, will I like to play a remake of Chrono Cross? Like, yeah, of course, for sure. Do I want it to be a gauge to be like, all right, now we can make Chrono 3 because it's gonna sell a bunch because we can just say that it's a sequel to Chrono Trigger? Nah, I don't want that. I hope they don't do that. Which sometimes that's why they do these remasters and collections or reboards or whatever. They want to like test the waters and be like, could we bring this back? Like, could we make a new game and are people going to buy it? And it's like, yeah, they will because they're going to. If Square Enix puts anything out, it's going to sell. But again, it's like all the people that were working on those games originally, I don't even think most of them work at Square Enix anymore. So it's like, who's going to make this game? Why are we making this game? Like, we kind of finished everything up in Cross. Like, there's a few plot points in Trigger that don't get fleshed out and figured out, but like they all get ended in Cross. So I don't know where you would even go with it. And I feel like you'd just be opening new wounds. More than anything, I want to see a full-fledged Trigger remake. That's what I want.
I want to see a Trigger remake.
Like, I don't even need Cross. Like, Cross is fine as it is, but like, you want to make Chrono Trigger 3D graphics and obviously keep the art style, but do it like Dragon Quest 11, where it's like, oh, those are actual characters. Like, that to me, that's what they should do.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the goal, long term, but who knows?
Yeah, that would be the better solution to a Chrono Cross remake. Is like Chrono Cross remake. Okay, well now here is Chrono Trigger.
Right, and that's why it's like you guys are gonna re-release Chrono Cross, but there's no way to buy Chrono Trigger right now on anything. Like you can't buy that on PlayStation or Xbox. So you can't go on your PS5 right now and buy Chrono Trigger. So like you're gonna remake the second one. Like I get that it can be its own standalone thing, like it's different characters and stuff, but what? Like it just seems weird. I don't know.
I would think because of probably like licensing rights by Akira Toriyama or something like that, where the art has to be approved by another entity or something like
Maybe.
that.
I mean they do make
'Cause
Dragon
it's-
Quest, so I won't make that be too much. But who knows? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I have heard that rumor. I think it's interesting. There's a lot of rumors about games that I would love to see. But
Yeah. I love the rumor mill.
of course, we got to talk about it. I mean,
We talk about it more, it manifests.
doing a disservice if we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
right.
just throwing it out there to see if it sticks. If we talk about
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
then
No. So they make
Then
like a
they know we want it.
4K, like Guilty Gear quality animation with like 3D graphics, Chrono Trigger.
yeah, they try to say that 20 times a day. Honestly.
That would be pretty hype. I'm still just waiting for the rest of my Final Fantasy VII remake, so I'm just gonna be focused on that till that's all in my hands.
How long? We've talked about this, but we haven't talked about this on Bug Dad. But what the fuck? How long is it going to take for Square Enix to release the entire story of Final Fantasy VII remake?
10 years.
Fuck.
10 years. So next console.
Fuck you.
I think
That's when it finishes.
It finishes on the next gen.
On 6, yeah, on the PS6.
nah, it won't be that bad. It'll be the end of the PS5, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close. It depends on how much they can knock out with this next one.
They will make a PS6 version of that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitive, all of them together.
Yes,
Release a
that
box
is
set.
sure true. Yes. But nah, it'll be done because I think the reason the first one took so long is, they got halfway and then they were like, this sucks. We have to start over. And they did. They started over. The whole production thing went, 100% in the other direction. But now that they know what they're doing and that they don't have to get it to run on PS4 anymore, they can just make a PS5 game. I think that game is I think 2, the second part, is going to be a lot bigger than 1 because they're going to be able to make it a lot bigger with the hardware and all that.
Yeah.
And depending on how big that is, my camera's having problems. Depending on how big that is, we will get 3 pretty quickly after that, I think, because they're just going to be in such they're already going to know how to do it. They already know how to do it now, which is why I think that part 2 is not even going to take as long as part 1 did, because they already know what kind of game they want. They've already got it figured out. They've already made the first part. All they have to do now is redo the assets and change different things and make it different cities.
Make it work.
And yeah, they just have to continue on what they were doing. So I don't know, but I still think 10 years. I mean, it's going to be at least a 3-year development cycle for each game, and we still don't have 2. So,
Have they said how many parts they are planning on putting out? Do you guys know that?
No.
they won't say. That was actually specifically, they were like, we don't want to pigeon ourselves into that just in case we can't do it in 3. Because I think they said, I think they said realistically, they were like, we want it to be a trilogy. Granted, we want it to be 1 game, but we couldn't do that. So we want it to be a trilogy. But if we can't do it in 3 games, we don't want to say that it's going to be a trilogy so that people are going to be pissed and like, you said it was 3, now it's 4 game.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3. I know it is. The PS5 is a freaking powerhouse, dude. They're going to be able to do whatever they want on that. But they're probably not going to be able to tell the other 40 hours of Final Fantasy VII story in that time. So it'll probably be 2 games. I think we probably got 2 more, but yeah, they're each going to take about 3 years. So, yeah.
Yeah. I
Release
just
of first game to release of last game, probably 9-10 years.
I'm interested to see. I'm interested to think about what DLC that they would put in the second game, like kind of like what they did with the Yuffie story in
I don't
Final
think they're gonna do that anymore. I think that was just I think that was something where they were like, we need to learn how to utilize the new hardware
Okay.
because 7, their remake didn't run on that. And basically they were like, we're gonna upscale this, but we're gonna make this little thing so we can show you how combo attacks are gonna work and how we're gonna make the, she was so much more engaging as far as like battle. I know you didn't get to play it, but she just had a lot more to do in the fights, and they were really showing off like, hey, this is what the next game is going to be like. This is what the
Okay.
hardware is. This is what we're capable of. After that, though, I think they're just going to make the game that they want to make, and yeah, it's just going to be it. I hope.
I just want to see Calm. I want to see fucking Nibelheim. I want to see fucking Nibelheim burn to the ground. And is that bad that I want
In
that
4K.
In 4K.
in 4K?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, we kind of saw it, right, in flashback. And we also kind of saw Calm as they're walking up to it. So, yeah, I mean, bro, the whole world is going to be pretty impressive. There's not a lot of room for that not to look amazing all the time. So, Square Enix, though, what are you doing? Why are you not selling me World Ends with You? I need to like look this up now and be like, what?
Is it
Yeah.
really out?
Is it really? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be playing it right now anyway. I've not had a ton of time to game. I'm still trying to work through Shin Megami Tensei. I played maybe 6 hours the last whole week, so
Yeah.
still loving it though. Still amazing when I do sit down with it, but a lot of other things going on, and we've been playing Gear too on some of those nights, so which I love. So I'm not trying to give that up. My gaming time's pretty pressed.
Yeah.
Pretty pressed.
Oh.
CBC, you got anything else?
Oh yeah. So I mean, wrestling this week, we're still kind of in the fallout from that pay-per-view, so things are a little slow. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We did get starting to build up feuds for like the next couple months, and we're kind of getting one that the fans have wanted for a while, like CM Punk.
Ooh.
Always amazing on the microphone.
Oh, I
Getting
saw
to,
this when you were watching at the gym the other day.
Yeah, this is what they let off the show with on Wednesday. It was a 20-minute segment of like promo segment, so just talking. So it's CM Punk versus a guy called MJF. He's 25 years old. He's really good on the mic. He's like, gonna have a great career. And so this was like him facing off, and they each did like 2 like 5-minute segments against each other. So
Okay.
like they're in the ring, one's talking for like 5 minutes, just going at him. The other rebuttal 5 minutes, rebuttal 5 minutes.
Nice.
So it's just a lot of WWE name dropping was had.
Hell
like,
yeah.
CM Punk had a famous promo called like the pipe bomb promo that he dropped on John Cena
Okay.
about 7 years ago. One of like the most famous wrestling moments. Like he just went off script, completely like exposed the business in the sense of just like Vince McMahon is kind of wacko, and
Mhm.
it was sweet. And just calling John Cena out, and John Cena like pandering, and it was a good promo. And so of course MJF brought that up, and it's just like, you don't have it anymore. And CM Punk comes back, he's like, well, you're just like a knockoff Miz, which he is, because he's not as famous, but he's kind of doing the same gimmick. And there's a famous picture of young MJF with CM Punk like at an autograph signing, And so he was like, you're just a fan, and MJF calling CM Punk John Cena, and just because he's at that point where like you're just not good anymore, and it was great. They were just going back
That's
and
awesome.
forth, really building it up. CM Punk was there to wrestle a match, so he was of course ready to go, and MJF does the chicken shit heel thing where he starts to square up and then bounces. Really good promo, but yeah, it was nice to just see them go back and forth for it was like 20-25 minutes
Just talking.
just talking.
Oh yeah.
And it was great because the kid held his own. He was out there. There's no one like as far as I could tell, there's no earpieces. They got their talking points they want to stick to. Their heat they want to bring, but yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
That's awesome.
And then there was another kind of unique thing that happened on Wednesday. You don't see too often. It was in the main event. There's a guy named Cody Rhodes. He's the vice president of the company.
Yeah.
Son of Dusty Rhodes, and he likes to book himself as the baby face all the time, like the good guy, but he just doesn't look like a good guy. Nobody wants to root for him. So he does this. He has this spot because he wears like a weightlifter's belt out there.
Yeah.
And like that's so he'll take it and he'll like throw it out to the fans. Like he's like giving it out. So he did that during this match, and it was like a big tag team match. So he goes and he throws it out, and the fan that got it, like everyone's out there just like throw it back. So the dude threw it back into the ring, like this belt just gets flung back, and like that shouldn't happen. Like people should not be throwing shit into the ring.
Not at all.
And so one of the opposing wrestlers just went in and grabbed it and like came and like threw it under, so like no one got hurt. And
damn,
Cody got the belt back. He put it back on, and he did the same spot again, and he threw it out to like the other side, and they're trying to convince that person to throw the belt back into the ring. It was wild because he's just like trying to put himself over as the babyface, and everyone just keeps booing him and booing him.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like he's leading into that because he cut a promo like 2 weeks ago where he said, he's like, I'm not gonna turn. He didn't say the heel word, but he's like, I'm not gonna turn, guys. Like, you don't know what I give for this. Like, yeah. So that's pretty decent.
So I saw today, I don't know if this was from this week or what, but I saw that this is a WWE thing since we're talking about wrestling.
Oh, Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. I forgot
tackled
about that.
by a fan. And had to have security rush in and take this guy out. And
if you watch the live feed, the WWE feed, the way you can tell it's not a work, so a work is in the business, something that they're trying to fool us. This is a shoot, which is real life happening. So a shoot is like when two wrestlers like actually hit each other in the ring, or like someone he like calls out their family, and that's like legit. So this was a shoot. This was a fan came and tackled Seth Rollins. And what happened on the WWE feed was like, you see this guy come and spear him, and the commentators are about to say, oh my God, is that? And then they shut up, and you do not see that at all. Like cameras off that, you don't see that altercation. You don't see any of the security. We're just on a different screen completely, and they do not mention anything. They don't mention Seth. They don't mention this other person. Nothing.
Oh wow.
Because that's their rule. Like fans can't get themselves over. They're not a part of the show.
No.
Yeah.
And then of course the next day, it's all over Twitter. It's all over Instagram. You get all the phone feeds, and like, this dude was looking like he was trying to hurt him. Did you get to see any of the backstory at all?
No.
Cool. All right. So
damn.
This guy, he is a little unstable based on his reply to what happened. But from what we can tell, he got catfished by a Facebook account claiming to be Seth Rollins, the guy who got tackled, and it's a common scam where they're just like, hey, I'm so and so famous person. You know, I'll send you a gift card. Just can you send me, $100 or whatever? Like, it would really help me out. And people are so starstruck. So this guy fell victim to one of those scams and believed that
It was Seth Rollins.
believed that Vince McMahon needed him to take care of that, and that he was going to be helping like further the story. Like, he thought he was, because he had interacted with Seth in this way, that he was going to like be part of the show.
Oh.
So there's clearly like he had some kind of disconnect there. He was not within reality, but that is what spurred it on. And like you can see that, yeah, like from like that's the screenshots from the Facebook. It's like, hey, send me this, send me the code when you got it, and then I'll get you the gift card.
The real Seth Rollins 225.
Yeah.
He did that. He just had a baby, dude. So
he did. So yes, and then this guy's been tweeting a couple days later saying like, Colby owes me money. That's Seth's real name, and like, and then I was doing this for The Rock. I was doing this for Rikishi. I was doing this for Roman, which is fucking funny because that's like the attitude there was like. That's what Rikishi said. He's like, I did it for The Rock. It was like in a Stone Cold feud.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
Wow. So yeah, that's
way better than what I saw.
Don't jump the barricades.
Yeah, don't go and attack performers doing their job.
Not cool. Watch out. Make sure the people you're interacting with online, the accounts are verified. I don't think Seth Rollins is going to have a Facebook account, personally. No. Maybe an Instagram. He might have a Twitter.
But I think Facebook verifies now, don't they?
Probably. But yeah, you don't see that every day.
You don't see that every
day. I saw that and I was like, wow, like what the hell, man? Why? And from the video I'm seeing, that was everybody else's reaction too. They were all just like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like no one was happy that this guy did this. Like
he ruined that segment.
Yeah. Yep. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't understand that. Like I feel like I've heard stories from wrestlers before that's like a common thing.
Well, that's the risk they run because people that is a common storyline that they will run, and that's how you could tell it's real because the cameras will stay on, when like the fan jumps over that ends up being, an indie wrestler or someone with some kind of training that's going to then get a push. You could see how a fan would believe, well, maybe if I could just do that, they'll notice that I have this skill and this potential. And they'll book me more, or maybe this is real. This is a real competition, and this is how you get in. So you kind of when you're playing with.
I understand that now. Like definitely getting all drunk and shit. Like you fucking said my name, man. You fucking did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You were talking shit about my
Texas?
Town. Yeah.
Did that guy just say Texas sucks? Oh hell no!
No, next time he's in Texas, I'm kicking his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a pro wrestler, you be safe out there.
Be safe out there. Make sure you're interacting with people only via your verified Instagram and Twitter accounts.
What a dummy, dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah, made for good television though. I mean, even like my boss was like, hey, did you see that wrestler thing? I was like, of course I saw it.
I watched wrestling.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
Yep. Yeah, that's your wheelhouse. Made it. Right on. Well,
Yeah,
hell yeah. Solid week.
solid week. Lots of flop, lots of disappointment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what? It's not my problem.
No, I just have to consume it.
Yeah, I didn't flop. I didn't buy any of that shit. I didn't spend any
Yeah.
money this week on anything. So
It's true. Very
last thing
true.
I bought was
So yeah, I mean, there's some good Black Friday sales. Like, so that Riders Republic game's already is on sale.
of course
Ooh.
it is.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is like $20 now.
Ooh,
There's one too. Still
That might
interested
definitely
in
gonna
that.
get
I picked
that.
that up as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Kill 5 hours, 6 hours listening to that soundtrack.
One night for sure. Yeah, one
Yeah.
night, absolutely.
Mhm.
Definitely. I saw the Switch, regular Switch 300 with Mario Kart 8 bundled.
Nice. Yeah, they were doing
seemed like a good
like
Black
some
Friday
good
deal.
Black Friday stuff. Like the actual mainline titles were on sale for a little bit.
Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild was $26.
Mhm. Yeah, they had like a limited number.
For
of
what, an
copies.
hour?
Yeah. It was, but
Fucking
they did like
now.
a Mario. They did like Super
Yeah.
Mario. They did Breath of the Wild.
Everybody got an hour during the day.
You could buy it for $30 and then
9 to 10, you can buy Super Mario. From 10 to 11, you can buy Zelda. From
Mhm.
12 to 1, you can buy Donkey Kong. Oof. Yikes. But never again. Never again.
never
We-
again.
$60 in an hour.
That's
Hell yeah.
terrible.
All right.
All
I'm
right.
done. Log me
It's your
out.
boy Wise Neil.
No. I need to see a hat of the week first.
Oh
before
my
we go anywhere.
god. Hey,
It
guess
better be
what?
the
I
Halloween
actually
one.
I
Don't
actually
even
had
cap
it
on me.
out. I
Well, that's
actually
good.
made sure I kept it out this week.
And then you can go play Guilty Gear.
It's gonna be the
Oh,
same.
and now we can play Guilty Gear.
I mean,
Hat of the week.
Snapback Fenders.
Oh,
Hat
yeah.
of the week.
Hat of the week
Hat
is
of
hat
the
of the
week,
week.
week.
Hat.
Hat of
He's
the
gonna pull out a
week.
Yankees hat. It's gonna be a
Hat of
Yankees
the
hat.
week.
It's hat of the
So
week.
I switched to snapback last week. Everybody
Really?
saw the snapback. Everybody, the CBC got a little mad at that. I don't, you
The
know.
Fred Durst.
Young got no style. Don't worry about him.
Today
How does he think
is
that fitted?
also not a fitted hat as well.
Okay, can we see it?
This
Can
week's
we describe
hat.
it to our listeners?
This week's hat is a black East Coast brim hoodie.
Beanie.
That
Beanie.
looks
Beanie.
straight
Sorry.
out of 2004, and I am
That is a
for
Fallout Boy lead
I am
singer.
so for that hat.
You're going down, down, and
This
Reason
I'm gonna call
why-
back to something Deegan just said about 2 minutes ago. I do, in fact, lack style, and you should be alarmed right now. Yeah, that's how I would wear
You're
it.
the
as
world
well.
going down swinging.
I
I'll be your
No.
number one with a bullet.
I have one of those in my
I
closet
have
right
you
now.
too. Hell yeah, I have a brown one.
Yeah, I got my brown one
It's
too.
been cold as shit here lately, so
For
keeping
our
my
southern
ears.
You can
hemisphere
just buy a
listeners,
normal ass.
it is winter up here.
it's the only one I had. I like my East Coast brim. What are you talking? I like the East Coast brim.
East Coast
That's
brim.
what
he
you
said.
call it?
Yeah,
that-
bro, your emo fucking Fallout Boy brim.
You're all East Coast.
That's what
now.
the homies from New Jersey Patterson. They were like, "That's the East Coast brim." That's what they told me when I worked in Jersey.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they
You
did.
made that up.
You man.
You just made that up to
No,
corroborate
at
your
the
weird
at the
being
country
offended.
club that I worked at, Watchung Country Club. Anyways, it's your boy Wise Neil.
Where can we
You
find you?
can't find me anywhere.
Interesting. I'm the Melty Potato on Instagram. We have a Patreon. We have an Instagram, Bug Dad Pod. We have Stitcher. We have SoundCloud. We have iTunes.
Make all these
Rate,
things. It's
review
so
us.
easy. Just make them.
We're on Spotify. Pretty much anywhere you can find your podcasts. You can
At
find
Bug Dad Pod, right? Bug
At
Dad
Bug
Pod.
Dad Pod.
On the YouTubes, if you want to see our beautiful faces.
Yes. We're gonna start promoting these or something.
That's the token druid.
Hi, I'm at Deegan the Vegan on everything. Token Druid on Instagram. I hate stuff.
Bye.
Love you guys. See you next week.